kind of a true anniversary, isn't it? Because did that happen on a Tuesday?
Yes, it is. It is a true anniversary.
This is the first year, too, where I may sound like the sorriest SOB ever saying this, but I'll be honest with you. This is the first year where I've felt nothing.
Really?
Just nothing. I woke up this morning. First off, I didn't even realize, maybe the events of last week kind of took over my brain a little bit, but I wasn't even aware that we were closing in on it until I read my Time magazine a couple days ago, and they had an article on 9/11. I was like, oh, yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah, I was a little bit behind the curve, becoming aware that the day was approaching myself, probably due to the events of last week. But I've been mindful of the day all day today. But you know what? I don't begrudge anybody for not thinking that much of it anymore, because you know what? I mean, you just can't wallow in it forever. Life goes on.
Yeah.
You know?
There have been so many memorials and done everything that can be done. I'll tell you something else they've done. I was watching some of the shows last night. You know, they had specials. They had one talking about the elevator shaft, people that were in the elevator when they hit. I think they've done everything they can do.
I don't
think there's any more news that can come out.
And I've seen every one of those shows. Everything that A&E did, the History Channel, Discovery, every special that's been run. And you remember the two French guys that made the documentary on it? You know, they were the first ones who did it, I believe, because they were shooting right around the towers when it happened. I mean, I've seen all that stuff. I've seen it all. And it's not that I don't feel sorry for the families of the victims, but because I still do feel for them. But for me, that just horrible feeling, that pit in my stomach that lasted for about 1 year, I'm just done with that. I'm done with it. And, the last time that I got it back was when I saw Flight 93, or United 93. And that freaked me out a little bit. But after that, it's just kind of like you're saying, man, it just moved on.
Yeah, I mean, you got to pick up and go on. You can't stay in that place forever.
Now, I'm not going to forget it.
No. I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying anybody should, or that, with a little bit of thought, it's probably pretty easy for me to, put myself back in that place and put myself back in that day and just remember what it was like and everything.
Now, probably the people that weren't involved, like us, directly, can do that.
Yeah.
But I guarantee if you lost somebody there in any of the three different locations,
or if you were
in there and you got out and you're wounded now, or if you got out and you're just normal,
or if you were just in the city witnessing all that.
I bet it's a little bit harder to put it behind you then.
Right, the good officer was there on that day.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was.
Where at? Was he around it?
He was pretty close by.
Did he have to evacuate? Did he?
I can't. I don't know. I don't think he had to evacuate or anything.
Wow.
But he was, fairly close by that day. But I don't know. You just you just can't roll around in it forever.
No, and there's an article in Time, this week's Time magazine, where this author asked the question, a guy named Jeffrey Kluger, when is enough enough? When do you stop?
Yeah.
He says a lot of
God bless it.
A lot of Americans are...
Call 911, killer.
Please do. Are quietly and guiltily asking themselves that question this week. A 6th anniversary is an awkward thing without the raw feeling of a first or the numerical tidiness of a 5th or 10th. The families of the people murdered that day need no calendrical gimmick to feel their loss, but a nation of 300 million is another matter.
That's what I said.
Yeah, just, I think a lot of people are kind of feeling that way. It's just, I can't believe that I woke up this morning and I did notice that when it was about 20 after 8 o'clock, I was like, man, this is when it all hit the fan. And I thought about that for a minute. And then that was really it. And I heard Dunham and Miller talk about it for 5 minutes or so this morning when I got in the car to take my kid to school. But beyond that, it's just another day, man. As horrible as that sounds, it just kind of is. I've just kind of gone about my day, and every now and then it pops into my head, 2-3 times, but that's it. Whereas before, it seemed like every year, especially those first 3 years.
Is there going to be anything on TV tonight about it?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know.
We see the God section.
I don't know. And that's kind of a
TV listings in this thing.
That's kind of a telltale sign too of the barometer of interest, is whether or not these guys got anything going. I mean, is there a Dateline or 2020 or something going on?
On network TV, there is nothing, but you will get The Biggest Loser, you will get The Jerk, and you will get Big Brother 8. Now, if we move down to the cable news channels.
Well, that's what they do.
Yeah, that's what they. Surely they're going to do something.
Discovery Channel, nothing.
Or what about Fox News and CNN and all that?
A&E, nothing.
Wow.
What?
Nothing.
I can't believe those stations don't have anything running. Boy, this is crazy. I can't believe in prime time, nothing.
Maybe it's time.